Hello, my Phillies family. How is everyone doing today? I've been missing in action for like 5 months. This is my first video I've recorded this year. If a video was uploaded in January, it's because I actually recorded it at the end of December. I just been super busy, you guys. And last month I actually wanted to do a video, but I didn't get around to it because again, I've been busy working on my business and a lot of personal things like helping my children move. I'm getting ready to do a rental on my home. And again, I'm trying to run a business as well. So I have a lot of things to do with very little time every day. But today is kind of quiet around here. If you can hear my jazz playing, I cut the phone down. So hopefully you won't hear it ring. And I wanted to get this video out because I had a little time today, and it's about 11 o'clock, so I should be having my lunch at 12. I brought my lunch to the office today. So I want to talk to you guys, and if you're new to my channel, let's get this out the way. If you're new to my channel, my name is Latasha. I talk about business credit, personal credit, side hustles, and just finances, right? And today I wanted to talk about Amazon. You guys, I do not know how to edit, so if I stumble or I say something that I have to correct, then, I apologize. I do not edit my videos. I do not script them. It's not written out. I don't have any bullet points, any of that. I'm just speaking to you straight from the head. We all do things a little different. So this is just how I do things. So I want to talk about Amazon, and let's talk about, is Amazon still a lucrative business to go into? And the pros and cons. So let's start with the pro. It's money, right? It's more exposure for your brand if you have a brand. Let's talk arbitrage. Is arbitrage still as lucrative as these YouTubers or people that selling courses say they are? The short of it, no. I don't think that Amazon arbitrage is worth the time. I think if you have extra money and you need somewhere to put it, or you're trying to flip it or grow it or use it to establish a business, I think you need to go into something less competitive. Well, every industry is going to be competitive, but Amazon, it is beastly over there, you guys. And I don't think it's worth your time or your money to go and deal with so much. Just the mere fact that your account can get suspended at the blink of an eye. They don't know how to communicate with you. They don't tell you that you were breaking the rules. Then they send you through a whole bunch of loops and hurdles just to get your account reinstated. Then you have to worry about competing with other sellers with the price point. The profit margins are super, super low. Like, and FBA will eat up your profit margin. I just don't think it's lucrative. Now, Amazon started out as one of those platforms where if you had some books laying around, you can just send them in, or you can mail them to, rewind. Amazon started out as a platform where you could sell your books and you physically ship them to the customer. They incorporated FBA, which is fulfilled by Amazon, somewhere along the line, and you can send in all of your products, and Amazon will give you the courtesy of packing those orders and shipping them to the customer at a small price. It's not a small price. So not only do you pay them the 15% fee that you would pay even if you shipped them, you will now pay an FBA fee. You also pay a storage fee for those products every month, depending on how long that product is on the shelf. Okay, so just that alone will cut into your profit margin. And if you notice that when you shop on Amazon, that the prices are really higher than other platforms, and that's because the sellers are trying to squeeze profit out of that product in order to make it make sense for them to sell. So you have some gurus on YouTube that say, if you make $5 in profit per product, that's worth it. I don't think so. I think if you do Shopify, Wix, whatever, e-commerce platform you want to sell on, and you create a product that only costs you a few dollars to make, and then your price point is for you to make $25 to $30 per item, then you can see a better profit margin selling on your own platform. Now, do not get me wrong. Again, the pro to selling on Amazon is you're exposed to a lot of customers. Your brand has a lot more exposure. They do have subscribe and save. If you have one of those products that people buy every month, you can get on subscribe and save. So there are some pros, but in order to sell your own brand, you have to be, excuse me, in order to sell your own brand, you have to have a business license. Like, you have to have all of your credentialing in order to be a registered brand. They make you go and get trademarked. Like, they send you through all of these things, and again, you still have potential of your account being suspended or deactivated. Suspended means that, I don't know the difference, because you have some people account that was suspended and it just never got reinstated. And then deactivated is the same way. How do you get your account back active? They have you send in all of this paperwork and all these different things just to tell you, no, you have to get lawyers. And you guys, those Amazon lawyers can run between $3,000 and $4,000 just to get an account reinstated. And here's the thing that I feel like Amazon is not taking full responsibility for. You have sellers that go out and they buy low and sell high, right? That's anything, even in the stock market, even with Forex, you buy low, you sell high. So I mean, that's the way of business. That's commerce, right? But they allow you to sell other people's products just to IP strike you. And if you don't know what an IP strike is, it's an intellectual property strike. And it's not until you get the intellectual property strike you find out that this company don't want any other person selling their product on Amazon. And I feel like, as big as a conglomerate as Amazon is, they should have something in their system stopping you from uploading other people's products that they know for a fact is going to IP you. There is software that you can purchase, and that link will be below. Helium 10, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, will help you with finding products that has been IP. That's if you are a seller on Amazon already, or you're looking to become a seller. I am not here to sell you any products or service. This is just what I recommend if that's something that you do, because it is lucrative. Just know that you cannot go out and try to build a life as an Amazon seller simply because it is too risky and your account can get pulled at any time. Okay, so I found a video that we're gonna watch together, and it's just talking about the downside of being an Amazon seller and what the customer do. So we've discussed what Amazon do to their sellers. They will pull the rug from under you. You can think you have the best relationship with Amazon, and then all of a sudden they just tell you, no, we're broken up. You can't sell on our platform anymore, and you have to upload all of these documents, and you have to upload receipts, and you have to do this, and you have to do all of this just to get your account reinstated. And not only that, we're going to freeze all of this money that you have in your account right now. and they'll hold it up to 180 days. And that's what. So 6 months, no money. And if you're doing FBA, you guys, if you're doing FBA, they're going to hold your products. And you have to show a receipt for everything that you have sent to them. Imagine spending $2,000, $1,500, $19, I don't know, just pick a number, because these Amazon, I apologize, you guys, my hair is in my eye. Okay, these Amazon gurus actually sell their courses for all different types of prices, right? So we don't know, we can just pick a number. Let's just say $500. Let's go low. You spent $500 for a course, and now you're in the course. You're studying. Your guru or your coach, your mentor, they're telling you what to do. You go out to Ross. You go to Big Lot. No, you go to Burlington's. You go to Marshall's. You scan. Then you buy all of these products, and then you set a price. And you send all of these products to Amazon to do FBA, because who has the space in their house to store a bunch of products, right? And then all of a sudden, after, let's say 2 months, you have a good solid 2 months, and you've made $3,000 extra your first month, and then the next month you make a extra $5,000. So now you reared up, you ready to go, you hype, you like, oh yes, because I could be a millionaire doing Amazon. And then all of a sudden, one of those products that you found at Ross, Burlington, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, or whatever has an IP strike, and then they have you go through these steps and tell you that you agree that you did it and you won't do it again, and then it keeps happening because you don't know what products you don't supposed to sell and what products you do supposed to sell. And I know some of the gurus will get under this video and say, well, no, we tell a lot of people what products they can't sell. It's impossible. It is impossible for you to know every product that you cannot sell on Amazon. So you're taking a risk every time you upload a product to sell on that platform, because you don't know if the actual creator, the brand itself, will allow you to sell their product. Okay, if that's not one of them, then if someone says, okay, I bought this Nike coat, hat, jacket, whatever, and it doesn't look authentic, if they use the word fake or is fraudulent, if the Nike product is fraudulent, if the customer leave a comment like that, that could trigger your account to be suspended, and then you have to send in receipts just to show that you actually bought this from a dealer or Nike itself. Okay. Here recently, about 3 weeks ago, you guys, again, I'm a business owner, so I deal with people, all of my, peers or people that I deal with or interact with are business, they're entrepreneurs. Like I don't deal with anyone that don't do business in some type of way. So here recently, Amazon all of a sudden deactivated all of Adidas and Nike and Reebok products, and the Amazon sellers then had to go and get what they call ungated. If you don't know what ungated is, you just can't sign up to become a seller on Amazon. No, it's not that easy. They have to make it difficult. Out of all the platforms to sell on, this platform is the most difficult. Like, you can go in being the happiest person before dealing with Amazon, and by the time that relationship is over with, you are the one that has extra gray hairs and some stress on you. Okay, so you create this account, and you have to send in all these documentation and this is that, and so that takes about a week or two, and then after that They won't let you sell anything. Mm-mm. They won't let you sell anything. You have to get ungated for food. You have to get ungated for brands like Puma, Champ, Adidas, Nike, Reebok. You have to get ungated for each one of them, okay? And then I think, what's the next one? Beauty products. You have to be ungated for that. You have to be ungated for every category, okay? And you know how you get ungated? You have to go and buy 10 or more of an item from a distributor and have an invoice and submit that invoice to Amazon. For every industry. You can't go in the store and just purchase. Like, you can't go to Nike outlet and say, okay, I'm gonna purchase 10 of Nike products and then I'm just gonna upload the receipt. No, it has to be an invoice. And now most companies are hip to the fact that people are buying products from them at a low cost to sell on Amazon. They're not even giving any invoices any longer. They're telling you, if you want a receipt, to refer back to the initial email confirmation you received after you placed the order. Because these brands like Kohl's and even Nike, they don't send you an invoice anymore. Sports Academy Sport, I always get that name mixed up. I only have shopped there a few times, but they don't give invoices. So where do you get the invoice from? Amazon is holding people's products in the warehouse, because if you don't have your receipts or invoices to show that all of these products belong to you, then they're going to hold them if your account gets suspended. So if your account gets suspended and your products is considered stranded in their warehouse, and now they want you to send invoices and paperwork and all of this showing that this is your stuff. This is Amazon. And we have talked about how Amazon treat their sellers. Now let's discuss how the customer treat the sellers. I'm going to do a voiceover or a video. I'm going to insert a video now. It's a news report. So Amazon and Amazon sellers have made it to the news about what's going on with the sellers. Okay, so let's just look, and I'll be back after this video.
Returning Amazon packages may be an easy process for some customers, but sellers are reporting growing problems. The Wall Street Journal says vendors are, quote, plagued by a surge in scam returns. Instead of what the customers bought, merchants are getting back junk items. Joining us now for more on this is Wall Street Journal tech reporter who wrote that article, Sebastian Herrera. So, Sebastian, this is kind of interesting to me. I've been using Amazon since it first launched in 1993 or 94. And I always thought that one of the coolest things about Amazon, especially back in those days, is you could return your items. It was sort of a no questions asked kind of a thing.
Right.
There was a time, even back in the early days, where if you got something that you didn't order, because that happened a couple of times, you'd call them and they'd say, go ahead and keep it. You don't have to go through the trouble of returning it to us. So I'm kind of shocked to hear, I guess I'm not shocked, human beings being who they are, but that people would take advantage of what is a pretty good return policy.
Yeah, I mean, Amazon sellers get all kinds of junk returned back to them. I spoke with a seller who sells household items, and they've gone back TV, cable boxes, and dirty soap bars. Another who sells outdoor coffee products has gone back Christmas ornaments and toy planes. I spoke with one seller who sells apparel items like Nike cleats, and they've gone back flip-flops. So it's really anything you can imagine. People ship all kinds of junk back, and they do it, every day.
Sebastian, this has got to be pretty costly for sellers. Do they have any recourse?
Not really. They can file what's called return theft claims, but what the way it was described to me is that it's a hit or miss process. And I found that clothing and apparel, as well as electronics, are two of the most hit categories for return theft. So some sellers told me it impacts about 20% of their sales, while others told me it impacts more. And one seller I talked to told me that they had to rebuild their entire business after return theft became so overwhelming. This particular seller sold clothing and apparel, and she had to completely rebuild her business to sell consumable products like pet supplies, which she said drastically reduced her return theft. But yeah, they sellers don't have a lot of ways to combat this.
So you mean that they can't when you go the process of returning something, you go into your Amazon account, you say you're returning it, and then you're issued a refund. So why not just hold off on the refund until the seller receives the item and then process the refund?
A big part of this issue is that Amazon's really set up its system to please customers, and a lot of that has to deal with easy returns. And so they've built their system on people getting returns basically as soon as an item is scanned at the UPS or wherever a drop-off location is. And so, sellers have very little control over that. The most that they can do is file a claim. But, the sellers I talk to, they tell me those claims can take weeks to be processed. And a lot of times they don't even get back the full amount of money, even if they successfully, get that claim through. So the power is really in Amazon's hands when it comes to these things, and that's a lot. These are the kind of things that sellers give control over when they sign up to be a merchant on Amazon.
And what's Amazon saying about all this?
Well, they say they take return theft seriously and that they devote entire teams at Amazon to combat this issue. And they have worked with law enforcement agencies in the past to catch bad actors on their website. But that tends to be for the most egregious bad actors and not everyday theft that you see. So, again, I think this issue is really tough for Amazon because their entire company culture is set up on pleasing customers pretty much at any cost, and that includes with easy returns. So it's hard for them to fully address this problem without going against that foundational belief.
So essentially what you're saying is that the sellers, because they're not as powerful as Amazon, and also because they don't have the distribution without Amazon, they're really sort of the weaker partner in this relationship. I'm wondering how that relationship with the sellers stands right now.
Yeah, you have to think that there's millions of Amazon sellers out there, so they really don't have the leverage in this relationship. And the relationship is not great right now. I mean, the Federal Trade Commission is suing Amazon right now largely because of how it treats its sellers, including how, according to the FTC, it forces sellers to use its shipping and advertisement services to be successful on its website. So a lot of sellers are not happy with Amazon because they feel squeezed by the company and not very supported. And return theft is just one example that they list on, an area where they just don't have a lot of power over Amazon, and they feel, very squeezed in that way.
Well, great reporting. Sebastian Herrera, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Imagine if you had a stock trading super brain in the palm of your hand and it tells you exactly which stock to buy, when to sell, and has a provable track record of trading excellence. What would that look like? First, it must be as good as billion-dollar hedge funds, but accessible for anyone. How? The super brain will act and think like a hedge fund. It would track institutional order flow, block trades, and monitor real-time short interest like thousands of analysts do every single day. And more importantly, it uses alternative data to verify anyone's trade thesis. Some examples include credit card transactions.
Okay, so you should be done watching the video, the news clip. And in that news clip, the gentleman said he had been doing some research and he spoke with a lot of Amazon sellers, and they're saying that they're not making any profit because Amazon is allowing people to make returns and they're not returning the actual product, you guys. If you're an Amazon customer, I want you to not look at it like, well, I'm buying from Amazon. Amazon is a platform that allow other people to sell, just like eBay. Amazon only carry so many products that they sell themselves. And that's another thing. Once Amazon starts selling a product that get really popular, they're going to drive the price down and you will not be able to get yours off. So be mindful. I have a service-based business here locally. The office that I'm in, I provide, or our company provides a service to people, and it's an evergreen because the service that we provide, people are going to always need because we're kind of directly working with the medical field. We're just a support for the medical field. So that is the type of business that we went into locally. I still have an e-commerce business. I actually launched, if I didn't mention before, I launched 3 new products at the end of the year, and they're doing awesome. But I also have my own platforms. With those products, I have 2 different storefronts. So make sure if you're going to go over there to Amazon that you don't solely rely on Amazon. Don't let that be your bread and butter. Also, let's talk private label on Amazon. A lot of people say don't private label because it's just hard to build a brand. If you're becoming an entrepreneur, you want something of your own. Is it easy? No, it's not. Will it be easier to sell Adidas, Nikes, Puma? It is, but that's like I was explaining it to my children, like that's a hustle because it's not yours. So you're flipping products, right? But ultimately, after what all the flipping, let's just say you ran up on this video because you are successful on Amazon. You are selling the name brand products and you're making a lot of money. Figure out what you're going to do with that money, because show us the sky is blue, they're going to suspend your account or deactivate it. That's just what Amazon does. And a lot of times, you guys, it's other sellers that are actually IPing intellectual property claims on other sellers, especially if the seller is, ranking and their products are doing really well. So it's just really, really cutthroat over there on Amazon. First and foremost, if you're 18 or you're fairly young, if you're in your 20s or early 20s, I would suggest that you go to college. And I can say that because it's mandatory that all of my children went to college. They're successful. They can go into their career fields. Now they can play. They all got little weird jobs to tack onto working here. They work retail, they do this, they do that. Those what I call fun jobs. Don't try to make them into jobs where you have to raise a family with. But whenever they're ready to get serious and they actually finish school, they have a career they can go into, okay, you guys? You cannot build a home and a family off of working for Walmart and Amazon, because those are the most popular jobs for children that graduate from school. They want to go and work for Amazon and Walmart. And you can't pay car note, health insurance, mortgages and stuff off of those companies unless you are in upper management, which may cause for you to have a degree, okay? So first and foremost, get your education. If you're someone my age and you're looking to just grow your retirement, pay off some debt, pay off your home, you have a little extra disposable. And I'm saying my age, like, I'm a mature woman, very mature. My children are all grown. My baby, he turns, I want to say 22 this month in May, maybe 23, I'm not sure. Okay, he was born in 02, so he turned 23 this year, okay? So my baby turned 23, and my daughters turned 27. So my age, like, you plan for your future. You just don't have time to be, rolling the dice with businesses like that. It takes a lot. And they'll tell you, oh, you don't need any money to sell on Amazon. You're gonna need at least 5K. So if you have 5K of disposable income, don't put it into Amazon, put it into something else. I also Forex trade. I'm in 2 trades right now. I trade every day. Even if my trade is in the negative, I ride it out, because I know one thing about the stock market: it just go up and down. It go up and down. I have a lot of investment stocks. I have a 401 with Fidelity. Like, these are things, if you're my age, you need to be looking into. And because this is an internet and I do not want to expose all of my business, you can actually, if you're self-employed, you can set up something with Vanguard or Fidelity. Robinhood has a IRA now, a 401 you can put into. Robinhood is a really awesome company for buying stocks. I will actually go over some of the stocks that I own and I purchase. I have it on auto, where I purchase them every month. I purchase so many stocks every month without me needing to know how much. And the reason why I do that is because I don't plan on ever selling a stock. I only want them because they pay out high dividends. They're established companies. Like, I have rules as to why I buy certain stock, and I will definitely do a video on Robinhood, and it will be a voiceover, so you'll be able to see my screen, and I will go over all of the stocks that I think are valuable and why you should buy them and why I buy them. Okay, I've been with Robinhood since it launched almost years ago. If you don't know what Robinhood is, if you click the link directly below, it is my referral link. You will get a free stock, and I will too. If it is a expensive stock, it will be fractionated. Like, just say that they decide to give you a fraction of AT&T. You will have that stock, and if AT&T yields some dividends every quarter, which is every 3 months, you will receive dividends. You can have those dividends set up where they go back and they reinvest in more fractionated stock, and I will go over all of that because this has nothing to do with Robinhood, this video. But again, the link will be directly below the video. If you're not familiar with Robinhood, let's get your account set up, and then when I do my video, you can know what stocks you can buy. You can buy stocks as little as $2 to $3, and you can set that up on reoccurring payment. That's a Starbucks coffee, you guys. So that's what I would do with my extra revenue. I just would not put it into Amazon. And again, if you're young, don't think, well, I have all the time in the world. No, what you do in your 30s set the foundation for what you do in your 20s set the foundation for your 30s, and what you do in your 30s set the foundation for your 40s, and so on and so forth. So you need to be planting good seed now for your life, so later on you can eat off the harvest. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I know this video was long. Hopefully you got something out of it. When I started doing research and asking questions about Amazon and just talking to people and just going to forums, people accounts being suspended, people having to perp by lawyers just to try to fight for their account, and then you have customers that are returning bad products. I just don't think it's worth it. Save your money, put it somewhere else. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, stay fearless and blessed. Bye, you guys.